Getting started with flow log ingestion. Use this video with our quick start guides found at docs.netography.com/quickstart. This video is meant to augment the written material in the quick start guides, but it can't replace it. You will occasionally need to copy and paste from our written guides during setup. Basic working knowledge of cloud administration may be required for things like configuring roles, policies, and permissions. Once you've successfully completed flow log ingestion, you'll immediately be able to view events, detections, and alerts. See our guides and videos on context enrichment integration and DNS query log ingestion next. In this video, we're going to walk through the following steps. Enable VPC flow logs, create a pub sub topic, create a cloud logging sync pub sub for the topic, create a pub sub pull subscription to the topic, give Netography's GCP service account permission to be added as a principal to a pub sub subscription, add Netography's GCP service account as a principal for the pub sub subscription, add GCP as a new flow source in Netography Fusion. First, we're going to enable VPC flow logs. So go to the VPC networks page, select a VPC to go to the VPC network details page, select the subnets tab. Select the subnets you want to enable flow logging for, then click Manage Flow Logs. Click Configure. For the aggregation interval, select 1 minute. Enable advanced settings. Make sure metadata annotations is selected. Put a sampling rate of 100 and click Save. Now we're going to create a pub sub topic. Go to the pub sub page. Click Create Topic. Give the topic a name. Uncheck Add a default subscription. Enable message retention. Set message retention to 1 day. Leave everything else set as default. To complete the following step, you're going to need the Cloud Logging API enabled. So go to API and Services, type in logging, click Cloud Logging API, and click Enable. Next, we're going to create a Cloud Logging Sync pub sub. Go to the log router page. We're going to create this sync in a project. If you're using an aggregated sync, you'll want to select a folder or an organization instead. Click Create Sync. Give your sync a name. For the sync destination, choose Cloud Pub Sub Topic and choose the topic you created in a previous step. Now you're going to need to use an inclusion filter. So hop on over to the Quick Start Guide and go to the Logging Sync Pub Sub page and copy our inclusion filter, paste it in, and click Create Sync, leaving everything else as set to default. Next, we're going to create a pub sub pull subscription to our topic. So click Topics, click the 3 dots next to the topic we created in a previous step, click Create Subscription. Create a subscription ID. Leave delivery type set to pull. Set the message retention duration to be 1 day. Now scroll down to the retry policy and set retry after exponential backoff delay. You can leave this set as default and leave all other settings set as default and click Create. Next step, we need to add Netography's GCP service account as a principal to our pub sub subscription. However, before we can do that, we have to meet some prerequisites. So go to the GCP Service Accounts Permissions page in the Quick Start Guide. And you'll see here we need to give Netography's GCP Service Account permission to be added as a principal to the PubSub subscription before we can do it. Now, there's an organizational policy requirement before we can complete these steps. IAM disable service account key creation needs to be set to not enforced at the organization or project level. Now, depending on your configuration and the policies of your organization, you are not going to complete the following steps in the exact same way. I'm just going to show you an example here of how it might be done. But the important thing is that this value needs to be added. And we'll walk through one example of how that might be done. So we're going to go to our project picker, and we're going to click organization, and we're going to go to organization policies. We're going to type in domain here for the filter, and we're going to click domain restricted sharing. Now we're going to click edit policy, and you'll see applies to is set to override parent's policy. Policy enforcement is set to replace. Now we have already configured these rules here, but it's pretty easy to understand. The policy values must be set to custom, and the policy type must be set to allow. And then you come over here to the GCP Service Account Permissions page and copy Netography's value here and copy and paste it in over here. You'll see you can add as many additional values as you want. And since we've already done this before, we're going to click cancel and not save here. But this is a necessary prerequisite to give us permission to be able to add our GCP service account as a principal in the next step. Before we can add GCP as a new flow source to Netography Fusion, first we need to add Netography's GCP service account as a principal to our PubSub subscription. So go to the subscriptions page, click the subscription ID we created, go to add principal, and now you're going to need to go to the Quick Start Guide and the Add Netography as a Principals page and copy our email address. Now paste it over into New Principals and click Assign Role. Search for PubSub and click PubSub Subscriber. Leave everything else set as default and click Save. Now we're going to add GCP as a new flow source to Netography Fusion. If this is your first time doing flow ingestion, when you log in on your dashboard, there will be a single button, which will be Add a Traffic Source. This will take you directly to the flow ingestion page, where you'll see here under Flow, you want to click GCP. Now, if you have done flow ingestion before already, the way you get to the traffic sources page is by clicking Settings, then clicking Traffic Sources, then clicking Add Traffic Source. And that will take you to the same page. So we're going to go back over to our flow ingestion page here and give it a name, no video flow. Now we're going to need our project ID, which is Neto Video in our case, and we're going to need the subscription ID we created earlier. And you'll see here the Netography service account is reiterated, and you just click Save and you're done.